Welcome back to AstroTea, my friends. A little update first. I want to let you know that I have been under the weather dealing with some autoimmune flare-ups. If you ever don't see my podcast pop up, please know it's because I'm managing my health issues behind the scenes from time to time. The truth is that I am doing so much better than I used to. For those of you who don't know, I've spent the last 6 years healing from mold illness. I was exposed to toxic mold from the end of 2019 to 2020, which triggered a shit ton of chronic health challenges for me. And I'll drop a link to a podcast episode where I go deeper into that story in case you're navigating something similar or you're suspecting that maybe you have mold in the place that you're living in. I just want you to know that, I'm definitely doing better. And from time to time when these flare-ups happen, it's really important for me. I've learned that I need to manage my energy for certain things that, become a priority during that time. And that is obviously my recovery is a priority. And we're also right now, what I'm dealing with at the moment is that we're moving from Florida to Austin, Texas, and we are trying to pack everything up. We have a lot of, family things that are unfolding, good things. Everything is good. But when the flare-ups happen in the middle of this, it becomes increasingly hard to do my job as a podcaster, as an astrologer as well. It's sort of like there's only so much that I can do with the energy given, because most of the time I have to recover. And what does recovery look like? That means, the protocols of medication, going to the doctors. I've been to the doctor 3 times this week. There's a plethora of things that I do in order to try to get the inflammatory response that happens in my body to calm back down so that I become, more energetic in myself. So I just wanted to give you that update. When these flare-ups happen and you don't see my podcast, it's because I am trying to manage, to get my energy back online. And I'm excited, to share that I'm back online. It's just taken me about a little less than a week to get back online. And anybody that had to reschedule readings with me this week, again, thank you so much. I already reached out to you. Also, thank you for everyone who has been sending me, prayers and wishing for me to feel better. I appreciate you more than you know. I really, really am so grateful for the community that we have built here. Everyone has been wonderful. But for now, here we are. This is going to be your weekend podcast, the AstroTea for this weekend, because it is a very special weekend as we enter May. Happy Taurus season, everybody. We're still plowing through Taurus season, and this is going to be the tea to help you move through the vibes with clarity and power. Let's dive right into how this weekend kicks off. It is kicking off with this stunning conjunction. Venus and Neptune are in Aries together at 1 degrees. Now, Venus and Neptune meet in Aries at 1, and this means that we are going to, at some level here, take a look at a new beginning. Why is that? 1 degree always gives us the hint that it is a beginning, because 1 is the start. 1 is the start. Now, in Aries, we're taking a look at the identity, who we are, from head to toe. Who are we, as a person? Aries' journey teaches us that we have to get to know ourselves in order to get to know the world or other people or relationships. The Aries is the path of fighting for ourselves to become someone, to become something. Now, in Neptune, the story of Neptune always gets a bad rep because it is associated to fogginess, illusion, mental illness, at some level to disconnect, right? To detach, to, numb at some level. And all of these characteristics are very true about Neptune. But here's my take. Every planet carries both high and low frequency, because we have to take a look at how this planet communicates to other planets and what signs are they in, right? What, sort of traits are they taking on? What kind of energies are they taking on? And then what kind of degree is it in? So when Venus and Neptune link up, it's like a spiritual softening, okay? There is another opening that is happening here. And in Aries, it's giving us faith in ourselves again. We're being reminded that bravery can feel beautiful. And that is a big thing this weekend. You might not notice this until you actually get into the next week, like the energies of next week. But this weekend most certainly is resetting that trust in yourself is sexy again. That love and trust can be used to create momentum in your life, to create velocity in your life. Now, Aries 1 degree, this is the emergence of a new identity. This is your instinctive and very raw and very sacred part of yourself that is communicating to sort of your own essence, okay? So there is a reboot in this area. There is a get in touch with this and a rebirth that's still kind of dripping in spiritual power. That is what this weekend has the power to do, which is really interesting to me. Now, I want to give you an example of this so that you can kind of, think about this more in terms of like, well, what would this look like for me, right? So it's sort of more of think of the 1 degree as a more internal experience here. So let's say that you have been in a situation in the last 6 months where you had to walk away from an old friendship. And the reason you had to walk away from this friendship is because for whatever reason, this friendship started to give you a lot of grief, started to make you feel small, started to make you question whether you can trust this person. And it's just been a negative experience. Now, to this day, you're still wondering because you don't have closure what has happened here. You're still healing from that. And as time goes on, the noise inside of your head about this relationship is becoming less, but you're still thinking about it. And a part of it makes you feel unsure about who you were as a person and why this person actually would have treated you like this in the first place. You're looking for answers, but you know that you might never really get the answer from that person. You may have to come to a new conclusion within yourself. You've had a falling out. But for whatever reason this weekend and whatever plans you have, you either watch something or you are going to the grocery store or you might even go to the farmer's market and you bump into someone who actually sees you. Somebody from the past. Or you bump into somebody brand new and a conversation gets sparked. But what you notice is that this person really sees you. It's the way they look at you. It's the way that they're attentive towards you. It's the way that they're engaged in everything that you are communicating to them. And it reminds you, yes, I am actually worth of being cherished. I don't know what happened there in the last 6 months, but I can see the contrast. I can see the polarity that I am worth it, that I can be cherished, and I can actually give this energy also back again. A part of me isn't broken. I can give a part of me back to this friendship. That feeling right there, that's Venus and Neptune in Aries, okay? It doesn't have to be a big event. It can be something that happens within 30 minutes, within 5 minutes. But it's a moment of recognition within yourself that is just enough to shift the frequency again. And this is what the blessing is this weekend. That I believe 3 things that you can look out for as you are starting the month of May. And that is trusting your instincts again. It's sexy to trust yourself. Why do I say it's sexy to trust yourself? Because when you trust yourself, there is innately a sense of confidence that comes in, a sense of magnetism that you create around you. Because people like confident people. People are drawn to people who have clarity. And this is the kind of clarity you can bring in. Number 2, allowing for some softness to come into your life and for grace and faith to exist can actually create a comeback. It can create I'm going to get up and I am going to handle my shit. I am going to but I'm not going to do it in a form of rage because that's short-lived. I'm going to do it in a form of grace. I can be graceful. I can give space, and I can be okay with not understanding always everything to its fullest. I can actually be soft, and I can enjoy what's in front of me because there are some things that are in front of me that are really working for me. Number 3, feeling worthy of the life that you're living. I know this is a deep one, okay? When I say feeling worth of the life that you're living, how many times can we go into doubt where we don't know that what it is that we're doing is actually worth our time? Because we're living in a moment right now where doubt can really kill off a lot of things. So this weekend, there is a recognition of the synchronicities in our lives that are unfolding, and the timing of those things, a sense of those things is what recharges and reboots us. So the inquiry that I have for you listening to this podcast is, where do you feel grace is actually trying to enter your life? Now, is it trying to enter, or are you allowing it? Are you blocking it? If you think about certain aspects of your life, can you bring grace in so that other emotions, other frequencies can exist, such as trust in yourself, softness, worthiness, faith? Where do you wish it would show up? That's my inquiry for you. You let me know. If you want to share, you can text me. There's a button click in the description notes in every podcast. You can also DM me. Now, let's take a look at where the moon is at, right? Because the moon is very important to us. We have to know where we're at emotionally. What are some of the things that could be coming up? Now, the moon is going to transit to Aries. In fact, the moment that I'm recording this, the moon is in Leo and it's at 0 degrees Leo. So it just now entered Leo, and it's going to be conjunct Mars, okay, which is another validation, another energy boost that is a transit that lights a fire under you emotionally, but not a fire, per se, again, where you're looking for revenge. You're looking for like this sort of like energy where you want to show someone, you want to prove something. In fact, it's quite the opposite of that. It's like I'm a reborn type of energy in the sign of Leo. And that's also where Mars is at, energetically right now. There is a vitality to this energy. There is courage. And there is an unapologetic self-expression because you know that you owe it to yourself type of energy. So you might feel a push to initiate a conversation. You might feel a push to get moving on a project. You might feel a push to simply show up. Okay? This could be, again, all of a sudden you're like, I gotta, deep clean my car. And then afterwards, I'm going to go out somewhere, sit at a cafe and enjoy a really nice latte. Those are the types of things, like you're drawn to things. There's a magnetism around you. You want to take this action. It just comes to you and you just do it because your heart is in it. And so use this energy to get into inspired action when it shows up. Definitely don't waste your time on this. Now, I pulled 3 tarot cards. We're going to freestyle this. I pulled 3 tarot cards, and I want to kind of give you a little bit more of sort of a reading where what do we have to focus on, right? What are some of the things we can focus on, not only this weekend, but as we come into the month of May, okay? 3 cards fell out. The first one is the 8 of Pentacles. The 8 of Pentacles is a very strong card, in my opinion. Anytime I pull up this card, it is about focused action, okay? There are some things that you can be focused on right now that can really spiritually fuel you. And that is important. You can't lose sight of those things. When we take a look at the 8 of Pentacles, it's not just like taking some kind of action. Yeah, like there's some things that are really important to me. I've got goals. No, it's about you honing in on the shit in your life that's really working, because that's your foundation. And I want to give you a little contrast around this. When you are in a difficult situation, when you are going through it, part of what happens is that you can be stuck in this energy of, well, I'm only taking this action because I feel like I need to, or I have to. Or I'm only doing this because, there's a part of me that feels like if I don't do this, then I'm losing out on something. With the 8 of Pentacles, it's not like that. It is more about, I am taking this action, or I am focusing on specific things in my life right now because I know that I really deserve them. It's time for me. I want to own this energy. I want to do the best that I can to become this thing. There is a becoming that is very important in the 8 of Pentacles. So I would say that all throughout the month of May, it's really important to hone in on what is working in your life. Because the shit that's not working, we already know it is not working, but what is working, and build on that foundation. That is going to be how you can bring a fresh new energy in, or the things that you desire, or the things that are really important to you. And it could be as simple as, I want to have more fun. Well, what are some of the things that you're doing right now where you're having fun? Double down, triple down on those things. Take that kind of an action. The second card that I want to share with you is the Knight of Cups. And this one is super simple. The Knight of Cups is stay open. Okay? That is the first thing that I want you to think about when you see a Knight of Cups in the tarot. Stay open, right? Don't close your heart off. Because you may have been there, you may have done that. And that's okay. It's a protective mechanism. But can you stay open now to something new emotionally? That is my inquiry for you. Again, where can you let grace enter your life? Where is it trying to enter your life? Because that is a new emotional experience that you could be having. So stay open. That's the message. And the third card blew me away, because I can't think of a better card to describe this entire podcast, which is about the Venus and Neptune conjunction in Aries. And it was the High Priestess. I mean, you can't make this up. Right? Like, the High Priestess is the highest emotional, value card in the tarot. The High Priestess is about you cannot deny what it is that you know. You cannot deny your own instincts. You cannot be in a place where, you're like, my intuition isn't working. Like, this is the highest intuitive time that you can be in. And I think that it's so easy for us to focus on the stuff that's not working in our life, which is important. We have to take inventory of it. But can you pause for a moment and ask yourself how far you've come? Because I guarantee you that if you ask yourself how far you have come in your life, you will look back and you will begin to see how much you have overcome, how many obstacles you've overcome, how many times it was difficult, but you're still here. These moments are so important in our life. I don't know about you, but this counts for me too, right? When I'm doing these readings, like, I'm reading for myself too. I mean, I just happen to channel it sometimes. Somebody tells me, "Oh my God, you've been telling me this and this and that in a podcast." I was listening to it and it like blew me away. I'm like, girl, it blew me away too, okay? Because even though I do these readings, I just want to share with you that I am like, when I'm doing these readings, when I'm taking a look at the chart, I am at some level, I am channeling this in a very objective, way. And I need to hear this shit myself. So I'm living the astrology just as much as you are. And what I want to share with you is that it's really important to pause and reflect how far you have come. It has not been easy. I don't know about you, but since 2020, it really hasn't been easy. It has been one thing after another. The energy has changed. The timelines have absolutely shifted. We still are moving through a time where a lot of people are seeking to understand why the fuck we're here. So this is obviously a bigger question, right? Which is why I'm here. I'm here to ask this question over and over again to get us grounded. And ultimately, when we reflect on our individual lives, I think what's really important is to ask this question, how far have I come? And I guarantee you that you will be able to find so many positives because you have overcome relationship drama, relationship betrayal, trust issues. You're still here today, honey. You are here. And you got to give yourself credit for how much you have lived through. I want to leave you with this because we say these things and sometimes we logically repeat them because it makes sense, right? It makes sense to say to yourself, yeah, I've come far. But no, can you really anchor yourself in that emotion? Can you find humility and grace in that? Because you have. There's been a lot that's been happening, and can you show yourself some grace? That's the tea, my friends. That's what I want to leave you with. This is so important as you start the rest of this year, Consider this the beginning of the year now. I've been saying this in my other podcasts, that May is going to feel like the new year. And it's beautiful right now because that is truly the timeline shift that we're going to be experiencing. So pause for a moment. Take inventory of all the positives in your life and build upon that. Thank you so much for listening. I love you guys. I'm going to be back with a podcast for this next week and the energies as they unfold. And there's so much more to come, you guys. I am so excited to share with you many, many, many more of these AstroTea, podcasts. As I am moving to Austin, I am so inspired. I'm going through this right now myself, even though I'm navigating, some challenges. My faith is stronger than the challenges. So I'm just excited you're here. I'm excited we're here. I'm excited we are having this community of divine thinkers. Thank you so much for listening, and I will talk to you in the next episode.